need to update you on that strange phenomenon that is happening in El Salitre in Mexico, that volcano, geyser, whatever the heck this is, near Michoacán. So now a second thing has opened up, and the problem is it's inside the village. So that backyard eruption thing that we've seen, where it all of a sudden was blasting into a backyard of a house in front of a stable, killing some pigs, and they had to evacuate their animals. Now we have a second incident / eruption, and that definitely changes the story. And I want to tell you, how bad can this get? Is this going to swallow the whole town? Because this is not normal. It has not done this in this area. The area itself, yes, it's volcanic and it has hydrothermal activity, but not there. So what we're dealing with right now, it's no longer just one strange backyard hole that is blasting mud, steam, and shizzy out of the ground. Now we have the same community, and it shows another, we call it now mud vent erupting on a different property, possibly out of an old water well. But it's not a water leak. I want to make that clear. So, and that is really, really important, because this suggests that it may not be one isolated burst of pressure. And then the question was being asked, are we seeing the birth of a new volcano here in Mexico? So could this mean there is a hydrothermal system under this village that is changing? Because that is shizzy hitting the fizzy for the village if that is happening. So we have experts that inspected the site by now say this is not the birth of a volcano, but they also say this is not a normal geyser, not what we thought. So it is a hydrothermal mud system. Okay, interesting. We know a lot about hydrothermal systems when I talk to you about Campi Flegrei, the supervolcano near Naples, where the residents sit right on top of that hydrothermal system, because the hydrothermal system comes from something, right? There's something underneath that heats it up. So, but let's talk about the hydrothermal system. We have hot underground fluids, we have vapor, we have gases, and we have mud rising through fractures in the ground. Not magma. Magma is not rising there, maybe yet, right? But something like magma is heating it up, that's for sure. But there is something that should worry that, or people that are nearby, and of course us volcano freaks, it worries as well. So investigators reportedly found now 11 mud pools or vents in the area, like 3 inside the original home and 8 more on neighboring land. 11, guys, like 10, 11, that's a lot, right? So this is not an isolated incident. So in some spots, the temperatures were measured close to 86 degrees Celsius or 187 degrees Fahrenheit. So that is not just muddy water. That can seriously burn skin, weaken the ground, release gases, and open new pathways without warning. And we've seen videos where the people get so close to that hole there where it actually came out. And that's so dangerous, because there's the hole that you see, but it can be a hollow cave way around it, and then you step on it and you're gone. Shizzy hit the fizzy for you. So never get close to any weird holes, guys, please. So what's next? What is the threat? So we know the area, that village, it sits near the Ixtlán de los Hervores area, a place nearby known for geothermal activity, hot water, sulfur, smells, and old hydrothermal features. This is like, yeah, you're living close to Yellowstone, right? But if there's a town near Yellowstone and all of a sudden that town has these geysers and fountains, you're wondering, geez, is Yellowstone traveling to a different location? And something is actually traveling to Yellowstone from a different location. I have a video about that. Check it out in the end screen. But let's get back to Mexico here. So yes, We know there's geothermal activity. This is very touristy with hot pools and hotels and stuff like that, right? El Salitre, it lies on the Ixtlán fault, which can basically act like a pathway for hot fluids rising from deeper underground. But the question is also, and the question is not, is this a volcano? That is not really the pressing question that I have right now. And again, they're telling us there's no evidence that magma is rising to the surface, right? The real question is, why is the ground suddenly opening in so many places in the village where it has never done that before? Because if one vent appears, right, you can call it a freak event. But when a second one opens and specialists find multiple mud pools on nearby land, that means the pressure system underground may be looking for more escape routes. So authorities are warning people not to work near the holes, not to step on cracked or wet, hot ground, and not to keep children's play there and to keep their animals away, right? So the outlook is serious locally. So this village could deal with more boiling mud, unstable ground, steam burns, toxic, irritating gases, and new vents opening nearby. You're sitting in your living room and pop, there it is. Not good. How bad can it get in the worst case? Well, worst realistic scenario, more backyards. More backyard vents will open. The ground can weaken around homes. Hot mud or boiling water floods patios or even rooms inside a house. Toxic gases can build up in low or enclosed spaces, basements, for example. Authorities have to maybe evacuate even more houses around El Salitre. And that's why that second event matters so much, right? Because it suggests that something is changing and that it is not limited to one hole. Could this turn into a volcanic eruption? So far, no signs of rising magma. Can it still become very dangerous right now? Yes. Because these hydrothermal systems, they can change fast because there are pressure systems under pressure. So if we have hot water and steam and mud that is moving through existing fissures and fractures, the pressure can escape from more weak spots where it finds ways to the surface. So that means that the risk is not only the visible one that we see right now. There might be a big hidden network underneath the houses that they didn't know is there. So I will keep you updated, guys, but really check out what's going on with real volcanoes that are actually erupting or with threats that are happening right now. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And the Canadian government has issued, and maybe other governments as well, a travel warning for Japan starting June 1st because a monster storm is heading towards the area. I've made a video about it. You can check it out here. Thank you so much. Stay safe, guys. Bye-bye.